Hey, what's up everybody? This is Sam from Bet. In this video I'll be doing a wrap up of all my picks and bets for UFC On ABC 2. Also the prop bets that I'll be taking. If you're seeing this video from Patreon, I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. If you're seeing this from YouTube and you have never seen my channel before, I do MMA predictions. I'm a handicapper. I have over 9 years experience of betting the UFC and MMA. I started my channel in last July, and in the spreadsheet that you guys see here, I expose all my bets and I talk about the results in some videos. In this video I won't be doing the results wrap up, just to make this video a little bit shorter, but just you guys get a glimpse on how this would look like. So let's get right into it. Guys, if you don't follow me yet on Instagram, make sure that you start following me, because I put some of my bets earlier on Instagram. For instance, one on TNT, I put my bets there. I'll be also putting the bets on Bellator. I think by the time you guys see this video, I have already put my bets for Bellator there. So make sure that you follow me so you get the latest updates of my bets. The big breakdowns always come on the video format. And but there's also the Instagram that I tell what whom I bet, you know. So stick to the end of this video if you are willing to support the channel. Would like to see how my Patreon looks like, the way to support. And if not, just like, subscribe and share with your friends. Alright guys, between Norma Dumont and Erin Blanchfield, this one I'll be just commenting real quick about the fight, because this fight was a late addition. So be honest here guys, Erin Blanchfield, she's a hot prospect in the women's flyweight division. This fight is the bantamweight division, but she's a flyweight. She's a pretty good grappler. She's been entering and sometimes winning grappling competitions. She's a high-level BJJ brown belt. Her striking is picking up, so she's committed to her career. Very young girl, tough, likes to push the pace, win fights. You know, she has goodwill in her heart. But she's fighting Norma Dumont, that has been already preparing for quite a long time for this fight. She's a way bigger girl, way better striker. She's a good BJJ player herself. If I'm not mistaken, she's a black belt herself. So this fight gonna be interesting to see. I think the size and the strength of Norma Dumont, also the fight preparation, gonna be the difference here. I see Erin Blanchfield trying to push the pace, start getting caught on the feet. She may try to take this to the ground. I think Norma stuffs those takedowns, even reverses her, ends up on top because she's bigger, stronger. So I think it's quite tough for Blanchfield. But again, she's a hot prospect. She's a young girl evolving at a high pace. She can bring something different to the table. But still, I think Norma Dumont is the safest pick here. I'm actually throwing Dumont in some parlays. I'm doing it with a tiny amount, 0.5% of my money only, just because Blanchfield has so much talent, and Dumont, she doesn't have that much experience, but still, this girl is for real, so is Blanchfield. But again, the size and the strength and the striking for Dumont will be the difference, in my opinion, okay? So that's the only breakdown I'm going to be doing here. Between William Knight and Jung, I have a separate video for this. Make sure that you take a look at it. I have Jung, I'm betting Jung, 2.25% of my money. This is a medium quality bet, in my opinion. Julian Marquez versus Sam Alvey. I'm picking Marquez. I'm actually putting a prop bet on Alvey. I'll be showing that. Matheus Gamrot versus Scott Holtzman. I'm picking Gamrot, but I'm betting Holtzman with 0.75% of my money, so a small bet on Holtzman. Daniel Rodriguez versus Mike Perry. I'm picking Rodriguez. I'm passing here, but actually I threw some money on Rodriguez in some parlays, but I ended up not putting here, not just gonna add now. Norma Dumont versus Bia Malek, this has been cancelled, so disregard this one, forgot to remove here. Joe Solecki versus Jim Miller. I'm picking Solecki. I'm gonna be betting Miller. I think he's has great chances from the second round. I'm showing the prop bet as well. 0.75% of my money on Miller. Impa Kasanganay versus Sasha Palatnikov. I got Kasanganay in an early market. I'm putting 7.75% of my money in parlaying him with some guys. Mackenzie Dern versus Dern Ansaroff. I'm taking and betting Dern. I'll add this one here. I think I put in the comments of the video. If I didn't, apologize for this. And also for this late addition. She's not plus 110 dog. I think there's some value there. I'll doing the same. I'm gonna be throwing like 1% of my money on Mackenzie Dern. I'll fix this one later. This comes as a low quality low quality bet, right? So I'm picking and betting the dog here in Mackenzie Dern. Jack Shore versus Hunter Azure. I picked Shore in an early market, 1.25% of my money as a low quality bet. Jorgen De Castro. I'm throwing him in quite a lot of parlays with 1.5% of my money, medium quality bet. Then Ignacio Barramondes, one of my biggest the biggest, yeah, the second biggest bet of the card for me on Ignacio Bahamondes. 2.25% of my money. Then I'm betting Arnold Allen. I took him in an early market for 1% of my money. And Kyle Daukaus, I took also him in an early market. This is my biggest bet of the card for 2.5% of my money. Guys, if you are willing to receive all of these betting comments early, make sure that you follow me on Patreon. I'll be showing again that in the end of the video. So just to talk about the prop bets that I'm taking. So this actually is the spreadsheet line by line that I have in my Patreon as well. So just saying this because that's what it is. And I hid here in respect to my Patreons. I had an extra column here of how much I'm betting on each guy. So this comes to the Patreon. But here are the prop bets that I'm taking. So Vettori versus Holland over 4.5 rounds. I think this goes to the decision. Both of these guys very tough and great chins. So at plus 140 sounds like a great deal to me. I'm taking this one. Kevin Holland by decision at plus 1000. This is a massive value, guys. I'm not gonna be showing how much, but this is my biggest prop bet of the card, just because there's a good chance. I'm giving like 35 to 40% chances that Holland can win this by decision, and I can get this at plus 1000. So stay tuned for that. Arnold Allen versus Arnold Allen by decision. At plus 250, I think it's a good deal. Kyle Daukaus by decision, plus 290, it's a good deal. Alvey versus Marquez going the distance, plus 135, sounds a good deal. Mackenzie Dern by decision, plus 275 also, I like this one. John McDessie by decision as a cover bet. This is because, to me, if McDessie gonna win, it's gonna be by decision, even though he has a small chance for the TKO. That's why I'm taking this under prop bet here of McDessie versus Bahamondes under 2.5. I think Bahamondes actually finishes McDessie during the first or in the second. So I like this under prop bet, and also taking McDessie by decision in a small amount, just to cover in case Bahamondes lose this fight. Erin Blanchfield by decision, pretty good one, because anything can happen in that fight. I don't think she finishes Norma Dumont, neither by TKO, neither on the ground, because Dumont is a good BJJ player. I actually think that the Dumont has way more chances, but Blanchfield by decision as a cover bet, I like it. Scott Holtzman by decision, I think if he wins, most likely it's by decision, even though I'm taking bets on Holtzman also in some straightened parlays. There's a small chance that he could knock out Matheus Gamrot. So yeah, Scott Holtzman by decision. Sasha Palatnikov by decision too. I think there's a small chance that he wins. I like this at plus 500. I'm willing to put a small bet here. Jim Miller in the round 3. I think this is an interesting one. I expect that Joe Solecki starts off very strong. I have another prop bet on Joe Solecki in round 1 by submission, because like I said, he starts very strong and he basically goes to the ground and start to, cranking on guys' chin until the guy step. But Jim Miller is so tough that he has a chance to survive. I think if he survives, he dominates the second round and could finish Solecki on the third. So this one also, I think it's an interesting one, right? And I took everything here from Fight Odds, guys. So I basically pulled these props from there to add in this spreadsheet. Okay, so that will do for this video. Actually, I don't have anything more to say. Just my Patreon and how to support this channel real quick. So here it is. If you stick until the end, I appreciate your please considering to support this. As early releases, you guys have the early releases of my predictions. This may be very interesting, especially in this month of April. Why? Because I'm going to show you guys there are so many odds that already have been released for the future cards. I see odds already until like UFC Fight Night Till versus Dillashaw until May. I'm going through this card, so I'll be uploading on Patreon. Also UFC Fight Night Reyes versus Prochaska. I have already on UFC 261 for Masvidal and Usman. I have already for Whitaker. You guys can see these lines move a lot, so it makes difference especially in a long run, but even in a short run it makes difference. Make sure that you take a look at my video. So that's why you should maybe take this pack if you want the early releases plus prop bet. You guys just saw the video on prop bet, so take this early in the week. Maybe interesting for you to already know your strategy. And for the $50 pack is everything that I know, so everything that you guys have plus this spreadsheet which again has everything. I'm not gonna be showing here in respect to my current patrons, but basically it's what you guys are seeing here for the props, plus all the parlays, all the single bets, and the amounts, which is the most important, right, guys? But that's what defines actually a winning strategy. It's the amount that you bet. If you're betting big when you have bigger chances, then you're gonna cash more. And if you bet small and when you have a good chance but there's a big line of profit but you cash, then it makes difference. So just to enlighten, of course, it's interesting for me, but I think ultimately this is gonna bring lots of profit to you guys. All right, so this will do for this video. I hope you again like this video. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. This is Rodder Bet, bringing the best, most consistent and transparent betting strategy for you.